River was at 7 foot. It's a little higher than I would normally be out here, but let's see what happens. Maybe something had been churned up. This different color rock caught my attention. I was examining it, and right above it is this marble. That's odd. I think I just found a gun. Well, part of a gun. As you can see where my thumb is, this is wood. And the wood goes around to the other side. And then it has something that's shaped like a barrel that is hollow. So I'm fairly certain that this is part of a gun. I can clean it up the best I can, but we'll probably never be able to identify it for sure. There we go. This is water gremlin, and it has a little slot when you turn this, so I'm guessing it's for split shots, fishing weights. I just flipped a half pint with my rake. It's a little deep for me to reach in there without getting my top half soaking wet, so I'm going to hook the top of this and we'll have a look at it. Looks complete. Let me just get the rake out of the way. Okay, what do we got here? It's unembossed, half pint, but it has, you know, like ribbing on it. So that's different, it's unique. Haven't found one like that. It does have a chip on the lip, dang it. Now let's see if there's any more out here. Here's one that's practically on the surface. Have to clean that up. Not bad. Of course, when you're digging in dumps and they're under the ground, they come out like they were just made. But there's an abundance of them here. Sometimes you get lucky and get really nice ones. First fishing lure. So this is citrate of magnesia. Never heard of it. Probably a little bit after 1900. We'll look it up. Well, I thought this was just another piece of brass junk, but to me it's interesting because it's a brass shotgun shell, and it's one that was never fired. Still has the powder and everything in it. So, very old. Could go back to the 1800s or the turn of the century. Here's the cleanup. One fishing lure, 12 marbles. That's the most that I ever found at any one time. A brass, all brass shotgun shell. Still don't know what make that is, but it's probably from the late 1800s, early 1900s. The milk I found, the half pint, it does have embossing on it. It's an Akron pure milk. So I'm going to keep it for the sake of having different variants. I do have a few more of these that look slightly different. The fishing reel, it says, you're probably not going to be able to see it, maybe. It says number 00. That's the only indication of what this might be. It's got an all cork handle. It's been in there forever, and it's got to be very old. Here is a little porcelain head. There's a lot of these things floating around in the river. And judging by the hairstyle, I'm going to put it around 1920. A water gremlins, and you might be able to see the gremlin on the cap there. Water gremlin split shot, vintage fishing. You rotate the cap and have the little opening there, and it still had the little split shots in it. So somebody lost that probably out of their boat. A piece of a gun, and I'm fairly certain, no, I'm 100% certain that that's what this is. You have the wood here that would be the fore end, and you could even see where a metal barrel band would have wrapped around the wood right here, how it's impressed into there like the shape of a barrel band. You got the hole in the barrel all the way through, and you have what I believe to be This looks like a second type of a hole, possibly like a tube magazine if this was a lever action. We'll never know for sure, but if there's one thing I am sure of, that's definitely a gun right there. Got a half pint whiskey, and I find so many of these. They're nice and old. They're like 110 years old, but they're just so hard to clean, and I have so many, so I didn't do such a good job on there. Maybe later. And this citrate of magnesia, I'm still not sure what this is. The glass, where is it? It does have bubbles in it. You can see bubbles, and the weird thing is the mold seam goes up and then it stops here, and then when you turn this, the mold seam is offset on the top portion. It's like a bottle manufacturing process that I am not familiar with. And then the bottom is nice and thick and has a big rim right here. So citrate of magnesia, I think this is around 1910. Could be earlier because of this wonky bottle manufacturing process. Not sure. I can promise you I'm working on my cleanup for the next video, and it is the biggest amount of bottles I've ever found in one sitting. My son and I were both working on that one, and I can't wait to bring it to you. So be sure to tune in for that. And happy hunting.